Hi, this is Paul, N1BUG, and today I'm going to take you on a tour of one of my Beverage antennas. One of the questions I get asked a lot, or two questions I get asked a lot about beverages, is will they work if they're running through a forest? And will they work if they're running over uneven ground or different types of ground, different types of soil? The answer to both questions is definitely yes, and I'll take you on a little tour of one of my beverages, which I've been very successful with on low bands, 160, 80, and 40 meters. Has allowed me to hear and work a lot of DX that I would otherwise would not work without these receiving antennas. So here's a feed point of the northeast, southwest, two-wire reversible beverage. It can receive from the northeast or from the southwest. This is the northeast end. There's the feed box, feed transformer and relay box for direction switching on the tree, with the coax coming in the bottom, and the beverage coming out the top here. So there's the beverage running off into the southwest, and I'm just going to walk from one end of this to the other and try to stay under the beverage as much as I can. And you'll see that it's definitely running through forest, and it just immediately goes right off into the forest here. And the ground's a bit uneven. I'm walking uphill slightly at the moment, and I just need to make a slight detour since I can't walk through that bunch of trees. Around here and get back under the beverage again. There it is, right, running right over my head there. Now about to go down a fairly steep slope. And the beverage follows along. Now, here's a convenient one to look at. For insulators, I don't really use insulators. I just have a little block of wood nailed on the tree there with a hole drilled through it that the beverage wire goes through. The insulation on this wire is very, very tough. It's very hard to harm this insulation, so that's all it really needs. It's just some attachment point to the tree, and this does no harm at all when the wire slides back and forth through that wooden block. This insulation is way too tough to be damaged by that. So, continuing on the tour here, down the hill, and this gets quite steep down in here. Gotta be careful that I don't fall down while I'm filming this. I'm half walking and half sliding down the hill here. And so the beverage continues up overhead here, off in that direction. I'm going to have to make a slight detour to get across the little creek here. So I'll find my way. It's very wet down here. This area where I am now is very wet and swampy, so I'm trying to pick a path through it. You can see how wet it is there. See the standing water? Like that everywhere down in here. So let me find a way through here that works, sort of works. Down here somewhere, there's a couple of logs that I can, if I don't fall down in the mud first, which could very well happen. A couple of logs here that I can use to walk across the creek. Hope I don't fall in there, that won't be fun. So I'm going across here. Alright, made that alright. Let me get back up here so I'm under the antenna again. I had to make a little detour just to get across there. Alright, so there again is the beverage we were following. Just came from that way, down the hill over there. And following this beverage toward the southwest. So here we go again. Still through the forest here. And excuse my breathing. It's a little bit of exercise walking out here. So there's the beverage. I just hit it with a little bush there as I was moving it upside, and the beverage is swaying back and forth a bit. So detour around another tree. Keep going up a little rise there. And there's the beverage still running along here. I should have said that at some points, like here, it's about 6 feet off the ground. This is just over my head. At the highest point where it crosses the little stream back there, it's 12 to maybe 15 feet up, and that's fine. It doesn't seem to matter at all that the height is not consistent. And continuing along, there's another insulator on the tree there. And we're getting close to the end of this. This beverage is about 600 feet long, and maybe 625 feet long. And we find our way through the thickest of the bushes here. And so here we are. There's the beverage again that I'm following. I'm just beside it, 3 or 4 feet off to the side here now. It comes down here, and there wasn't a tree right where I needed to end this one. There's a splice. Can you see that? There's a splice there where I had to splice the wire after a moose or something dragged it down, because this is too low. This is only about 5 feet right here. So there wasn't a tree directly in line with this, or that I felt was close enough. So what I did is I strung a rope across between 2 trees here and suspended the beverage end termination or reflection transformer box here in the middle of that. And there's a ground wire that comes down and goes to a ground rod down here. So there's one of my beverages, the northeast southwest beverage. And as you can see, it definitely runs through the forest and over uneven ground. And it may not be a perfect antenna. Maybe some out in the open in a big field might work a little better, but I have worked a lot of DX with this that I could not work without it, so I'm quite pleased with these antennas. That's it for this video. I'm going to do one more, but I'll make a separate video out of that one.